In this video, I'm going to show you how to add textures in Blender fast and the right way. If you want to turn a plain 3D model into something that actually looks realistic, textured, and polished, this is one of the most important Blender skills to learn. We'll go step by step, starting from the material setup all the way to UV unwrapping and previewing your final result. If this tutorial helps you, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more quick Blender guides. Let's jump in. First, select the object you want to texture. Then go over to the Material Properties tab on the right side of Blender. This is where your object gets its surface material. Every texture needs a material slot, so if your object doesn't already have one, click New to create it. Blender will automatically generate the principled BSDF shader, which is the main material shader used for most textures. Next, switch to the Shader Editor workspace at the top of the screen. This is where you'll connect your image texture to the material using nodes. If you've never used the shader editor before, don't worry. The process is actually very simple once you understand the flow. You're basically telling Blender where the image is and then telling Blender how to display it on the model. Now press Shift-A and search for image texture. Add that node into the node graph. This node is what holds your external image file, like a PNG or JPG. Click Open on the Image Texture node and browse to the texture image you want to use. Once selected, Blender loads that image into the node and makes it ready to connect. After that, connect the color output from the Image Texture node into the base color input on the principled BSDF shader. This is the key step that tells Blender to use your image as the visible surface color of the object. As soon as it's connected correctly, the texture becomes part of the material. But if your texture looks stretched or misplaced, the next step is UV mapping. Press Tab to enter Edit mode, then press A to select all faces of the object. UVs are what tell Blender how to wrap a 2D image around a 3D model. Without UV unwrapping, your texture won't sit properly on the mesh. With everything selected, press U and choose Smart UV Project. This is the fastest way to automatically unwrap your mesh, especially if you just want a quick and easy texture setup. Blender will flatten the model into UV islands so the image can map across the object in a cleaner and more controlled way. For a lot of beginner projects, Smart UV Project is the perfect choice. If you want even more control, add a mapping node and a texture coordinate node. If you have Node Wrangler enabled, you can do this quickly with Ctrl+T. These nodes let you scale, move, and rotate the texture on your model without changing the actual image file. That's really useful if the texture is too large, too small, or not lined up where you want it. Finally, switch your viewport shading from solid to material preview or rendered. This is important because textures usually won't show properly in solid view. Material preview lets you instantly see the texture on the object, while rendered view shows you how it will look with lighting and final shading. At this point, you should be able to see your texture applied to the model correctly, and that's it. You've now added a texture in Blender using a simple, beginner-friendly workflow. Just remember the basic process: create the material, add the image texture, connect it to base color, unwrap the mesh, and preview the result. Once you get comfortable with this, you can start experimenting with more advanced texture setups like roughness maps, normal maps, and procedural materials. If this Blender tutorial helped you out, please hit the like button and subscribe for more software tutorials just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.